Okay, now to some of my favorite stuff. Bleed. Bleed is a term for getting real emotions mixed in with LARPs. Whether it is getting to play married with the guy you love out of the LARP or fall in love with someone during the LARP, you just cannot forget it afterwards. Those emotions will get sticky. Now, emotions are not just love, and Bleed is not just about emotions for other players. Bleed, going out of LARP, means feeling radically different from you went in. There are two basic types of bleed: bleeding in and bleeding out. Bleeding in is when you bring your emotional state into LARP, and it somehow affects how you play. If you're feeling really happy, but your character's supposed to be sad, you might not be able to tap into the sadness and stay in line with the character, playing it more happy than it might have been intended. Bleed out is the other way around. You might have felt sad before going into the LARP, but afterwards you shine up with happiness and a great sense of achievement because you were playing someone happy, or someone achieving something really good. Be aware, this is completely natural, and it's okay to be emotional when coming to LARPs. I think it's impossible not to be emotional when going into a LARP. I mean, we are emotional beings, but for some people it's not just their thing, and that's just play for fun, and they want to distance themselves from what happens. But I bet even those who play for fun still might go out of the LARP feeling more happy than they started, hence bleeding out. So that means that even you going to those fun LARPs is still experiencing bleed, but in a different way. Now the term bleed hunting, there's the opposite of just playing for fun. I guess, but I mean, that's the thing with the word fun, because it depends a lot on perspective. Because if you find it fun to get emotional, then bleed hunting is fun for you. Bleed hunting is about playing intentionally with emotions or getting emotional, and use your emotions going into LARP. Now, LARP is a fascinating media with a lot of potential for self-realization and self-development. And some LARPers take it to the limit. Do I really love someone? Is love just fake? How does it really feel to be a Holocaust survivor? Did I really get abused? Is life meaningful? These are questions that many bleed hunters would ask themselves. Hardcore questions about loss, love, or life. Sometimes to work with their own problems, sometimes to get a better understanding of the suffering of others. Now, there's many reasons for hunting bleed, and really try to find the LARPs with the most bleed potential, or designing LARPs for optimal bleed. But in the end, it's a bit like watching a movie like Inception. The movie is highly immersive, and it brings a broad existential questions about the world, and whether it's real or just a dream. These same ideas is often what goes through those who hunt for bleed, using LARP as a mean to explore reality. A classic technique used both consciously and unconsciously is hollow characters. If you have a character with very little information about it, or very little information relevant in the LARP, you will automatically tend to bring your own opinions and ideas into the character, hence putting yourself in situations more similar to your own life, and thereby creating bleed. You might have tried it yourself, trying to defend your own views on politics or on religion, and suddenly someone stabs you with a counter argument that really strikes you as stupid or offensive. Now, what happens is often that you dislike that character, but part of you will also likely be annoyed by that person because they still said those things. Um, and this is when bleed in and bleed out comes together. You bring your own story or your own baggage into the LARP, your own political views, and someone teases you or provokes you, resulting in some sort of annoyance after the LARP. This is important to be aware of. It is the character that said those things about your religion or your lifestyle, not the player. A good way to cope with it is to find them after the LARP and explain what you felt and ask them what they think about it in real life. People might bash you for bleed hunting, or they might bash you for simply wanting to play for fun. But we are all LARPers together, enjoying different ends of the spectrums of possibilities for within LARP. But what do you think about LARP and about bleeding? Do you have experience with bleed hunting? Is it something for you? Let me know in the comments. Let's have some kind of discussion. Share your experiences with bleed and why you do it or why you try to avoid it. Yeah, let me know, and thank you for watching.